Hello and welcome to Clash of the Dice. I'm on my own again and Joshua is here. He's actually behind the camera filming me. So in this episode is going to be another solo episode of me playing Tiny Epic Galaxies. We are on to level 4, which is the hard difficulty, so let's see how I get on with this one. Okay, so we're set up for the hard solo level of Hades, the Hades Rogue Galaxy. The main changes to make it more difficult are the fact that the attacks get more powerful and he gets more victory points as he progresses up through the Empire evolution track. So still 5 resources to get either an upgrade or 3 actions, but other than that, yeah, things should be more or less the same. So here we go, my first turn, rolling 4 dice. And we get the all-important colony with an energy, a launcher rocket and an economy. So let's start by upgrading, which will cost me 2 energy, but I will at least get 5 dice on the next turn. Let's replenish some energy, so we get 2 rockets on an energy space. And let's launch a rocket and try and get this big 7-pointer, get a lead on this big 7-pointer before he does. So that's no good to me at the minute, so I'm going to re-roll the economy, hopefully get a diplomacy. And it's culture, so I'll take that because we're on a culture planet, so we'll generate 1 culture. So all in all, not a bad start. Hades starts with 5 dice, here's die number 1. And it's an energy, so straight away 4 energy is 1 energy die off, advancing his empire. It's an attack, and he acquires 1 energy and 1 culture. I'm tempted to force him to re-roll that because I don't want him upgrading at this point. It will be a 1 in 3 chance that he'll still either roll either a colony or an energy, and he's got 3 dice left anyway. So I think I'll save my resources and let him evolve. Right, die number 3 is an advanced diplomacy. I think I'm going to take a chance on this one and advance 1 along there, so he now re-rolls this because he can't use it and I followed it. And it's a launcher rocket, so yep, he's now going to go into orbit next to me around this big 7-pointer. Die number 4, here's another attack. Oh, he should have gained a culture as well. So he's going to gain another culture. He can't gain any more energy yet. Die number 5 is an advanced economy. So that's the end of its turn, and Hades advances 1 level, so future attacks he'll steal 2 energy from me, and he's now on 2 victory points already, whereas I'm only on 1. Okay, my turn, 5 dice. We've got some rockets, 3 of them to be precise. We've got a diplomacy and we've got an energy. So definitely going to use the diplomacy and advance along this track. Let's see, any of these actions going to help me? Yes, I'm going to launch a rocket and land on this planet, so other players advance the ship +1 and then I advance +2. And I've got 2 rockets left, so what I will do is launch a rocket and come home. Then I'll launch another rocket and go back again. So he advances 1 space and I advance 2, and I get to colonize this planet, and that is 7 points for me. So good stuff. And now I will use my energy die to gain 2 energy. 1, 2. Okay, good turn. So I'm now on 8 points, Hades is on 2. Right, die number 1 for Hades. diplomacy, neither of us can use that, that's fine. Die number 2, another diplomacy. Die number 3, and another diplomacy. Die number 4, and another diplomacy. Crikey, I wonder if we can make it 5 in a row. Die number 5. Nah, it's an attack. So Hades is going to gain... oh no, steals 2 energy. Ouch. 1, 2. That's a shame. I was hoping to follow that and evolve my own empire. But nope. 'Twas not to be. Right. So steals, so he gains 2 energy. 1, 2. Takes 2 of mine away and nabs it for himself. Right, so my turn. 5 dice. And we've got loads more diplomacies. We've got an energy and a colony. Right, so let's use the energy to generate 2 energy, and then let's upgrade the empire. So let's move that up a space. Grab that, and that'll cost us 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we've got 3 diplomacy that we can't use. I think I'm going to re-roll all 3 of them. So we get 2 back and a launcher rocket. So I think I'm going to go for this other 7-pointer. So I'm going to launch a rocket. Now remember, you can't go from the planet into orbit or vice versa, so I'm going to have to launch a fresh rocket, which is a shame because I would have liked to have simply popped in there so I could use that planet next turn. But we have to launch a rocket, go into orbit, and then we can advance 2 spaces. 1, 2. So that's none too shabby. So scores are now 9 to me, 2 to Hades, and over to Hades for the Rogue Galaxies turn. Die number 1 is a launcher rocket. That's fine, I can live with that. Is it worth following that so that I get my rocket off this space ready for next turn? I think it is. I'm going to chance it. So I'll follow that and bring this rocket home. Or, actually, I won't. I'll send it over here. So that allows me to perform 1 action. All of the players may follow that action for free, but in the solo game the Rogue Galaxy never follows my turn. So my action is going to be advance diplomacy on this track. Good. That was definitely worth doing. Die number 2 is a diplomacy, which it can't use, and I've got no culture left to follow. So die number 3 is a culture, and it will generate 3 culture. 1, 2, 3. So at the end of the turn he's going to get 3 more dice. Die number 4. Advance economy. Die number 5. Culture, it's maxed out on culture, so that's the end of its turn. That goes down to 0, and he gets to use 3 more dice. Die number 1. Energy. So it goes up another level at the end of the turn. Die number 2. Culture. Gets 3 culture. Die number 3 is an attack and steals 2 energy. I don't have 2 to steal, but yeah, takes that away and he can't take any more. So that is the end of the turn. That resets to 0 and he upgrades. So he's now on 4 points, and in future he's going to steal 2 culture instead of energy. Right, so scores are currently, I'm on 9, Hades is on 4. Right, so my turn with 5 dice. We have got a couple of energies, a colony, a rocket launch, and an economy. So I will use the energy, and that will generate 3. 1, 2, 3. And if I do it again, I'll generate 3 more, and that will then allow me to upgrade, which will cost me 4 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4. But on the next turn I'll then be on 6 dice. Right. I want to use the rocket and send this rocket back over here. So he will advance 1 ship and I'll advance 2. And I've got a free reroll, which is an energy. Do I want the energy? I don't really. I want to move a rocket again. I either want a rocket or a diplomacy. The diplomacy will allow me to get another 7 points. The rocket will allow me to go back over here and effectively get a diplomacy again. So I'm going to spend an energy. I've got 1 in 3 chance of getting a result that will allow me to get 7 points. And it's an economy. So I'm going to spend my last energy. And it is a colony, which I can't use. That is a shame. Oh well, sometimes fortune favours the bold, sometimes it doesn't. Right, so Hades is now on 6 dice. Die number 1 is a diplomacy which you can't use, and I can't follow it because I've got no culture. Die number 2, another diplomacy. How many diplomacies are we going to get in this game? Die number 3. At least 1 more. Die number 4. It's a culture. So he's got 3 more, so 3 more dice at the end of the turn. Die number 5. And another, he's maxed out, so that doesn't count. Die number 6. It's an attack. And he's going to steal 2 culture, except he can't because I haven't got any. Right, so end of the turn, he gets 3 more dice. Die number 1 is an advance economy. So ship moves around 1. Die number 2. Another diplomacy. Die number 3. And another diplomacy. Right, good stuff. That's a relief. Okay. So after that turn, the scores are 10 to me and 4 to Hades. So my turn with 6 dice. Let's see if we can get another diplomacy. And sure enough, it's 2 there, with an economy and 3 energies. Well, let us... I haven't got any move ships, that's a shame. Okay, never mind. Well, we'll advance that and then both these rockets will return home and I'll gain 7 points. And at least that net, this card's action, other players advance 1 ship, then I advance +2, is now a colony action. So I can use that again. Replace the planet. And let's get some energy, I think. So we'll gain +3. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 3. So that if I now, when I do now do my reroll, if I get a colony, I can upgrade again. So let's reroll these 3. We've got a launcher rocket, a culture, and an energy. So if I launch a rocket, I can land on this planet, and that will allow me to do any action, which includes upgrading. And he can't follow it because he never does. So that will cost me 5 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get my last rocket, and that gives me 5 victory points. On top of my 14 gives me 19 victory points. So 2 away from victory. I haven't got any culture. I haven't got any culture planets either. So let's use the energy, which will give me another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's spend an energy to re-roll this culture die. And we get another culture. Spend it again. And we get some more energy. I think we will max out on energy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because he's going to steal culture, he's not going to steal energy. And that gives me plenty of energy on the next turn, in the event that I get a colony dice, and if I do that I will win. So plenty of ways for me to win at the minute, which is good. Let's go on to Hades' turn. 6 dice, die number 1. Here's a culture, so he will gain 3 culture. 2, 3. Die number 2. Another culture. So he's going to get 3 dice at the end of the turn. Die number 3. Energy. That'll be 4. Die number 4. Oh, it's an attack. I haven't got any culture to steal, so that's fine. Die number 5. Another energy, so he's going to upgrade at the end of the turn. Die number 6 is another culture. Right, it's end of the turn. You have to take the energy first, so he's going to upgrade, and that now puts him on 7 points, but still on 6 dice. And then we do the culture, so he then gets another turn with 3 dice. So die number 1 is culture, so that will give him 3 culture. Die number 2 is an advanced economy. Die number 3 is another culture. Now he can't get another turn with 3 actions because he's already done that this turn, so that simply resets to 0 and it's my turn. So 6 dice, and effectively all I need is a colony die and I will win. And you know what we haven't got? We haven't got a colony die. We've got a couple of energies, we've got a culture, we've got a diplomacy, but we have got 2 rockets. So what that means is we can move a rocket to anywhere. Let's see if we can send him home, and then we can move another rocket, and we'll use a different rocket just for the sake of using a different rocket. I can perform 1 action for free. We've seen this before, so we're going to use it to upgrade. So that will cost me 6 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That then gives me 8 points on top of my 14 for my 2 colonised planets, which, unless my maths fails me, gives me 22 points and I win. So that wasn't as close as I thought it was going to be. So 22 points for me, 7 for Hades. He was only 2 steps away from winning in terms of evolving his empire, but that was the hard level, so the only level left to do now is epic. So there we go, that was the hard level. That was closer than the other games, I think, and it certainly felt more intense than the other games. So that's 4 down, 1 to go. Next up, epic. Thanks for watching. Please continue to like, comment and subscribe, and God bless.